What's up guys, Collector Joey here, back again with another unboxing, and today we are going to be unboxing the Sideshow Pennywise from Stephen King's It. This movie was one of my absolute favorites growing up, and this figure has been on my wish list for quite some time now. So I'm super excited to get this one open. Let me know what you think about it down there in the comment section below. Also, while you're down there, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get to the video. And here we have it, the Sideshow Tim Curry Pennywise box art. I love this. You do have the VHS tape right here. This is what I've always seen like in Blockbusters and things like that, you know, when they used to set out the movies and you would see all the movie covers up front. And this is one that I would see all the time. And then I finally watched it and I really liked it. It scared me at first, but man, this was a good one. And I like how they did this box because, like I said, you do get that beautiful kind of VHS style, and looks like it's bent and torn. That looks so good. Of course, it says It, the movie right there. And then we do have it say horror and then Pennywise right there, and the Sideshow 6 scale kind of fake sticker. But there is the iconic Pennywise. And then if you go to the right of the box, you do have It, the movie again, and then a Warner Brothers logo right there, and then another picture of Pennywise. It kind of has like what the VHS tapes had right here. That's so cool. And then if you go to the back, you do kind of get a VHS style type of back to this as well, and it does probably say what it said on the VHS right here, maybe a little bit things thrown in there with some pictures of the figure, which is awesome. You also have a barcode too. I don't know if these numbers mean anything, and then it says your every fear all in one deadly enemy, so that's cool. Sideshow.com at the bottom right there. But anyways, finally get this thing open. So first off, let's take off the cover. Now you do have a slip cover that, like I said, is kind of like the old VHS tapes right here. And here he is. You already get a cool sneak peek of the figure. I love when they do that. Kind of gives you a little tease, and then you do have Pennywise right here. And there's nothing really else on this. There's no more art or anything. It's just some patterns going around. So let's get this part open now too. And here it is, the figure. Let's take a quick look at this thing and see what he looks like. And boom, there you go. The hair is like really down. I'm gonna have to puff it up, but man, there you go. I can feel a lot of padding in this figure, but does that head sculpt actually live up to the hype? And I think it really does. Just by first glance, I think it does. So let me look at this other head sculpt real quick. And here is the other head sculpt. I am going to have to do some futzing with this hair, but this head sculpt is absolutely amazing as well. But some of this hair needs to be messed with a little bit. But anyways, let's actually get to some of the accessories, and then we'll get back to the figure itself. And here we have the first accessories. These are the gloved hand sculpts for the Pennywise. Of course, you get two more on the figure, but these are kind of the more gesturing hands, and they look great. They are sculpted pretty well, I will say. Here's one, for example. It is just a white glove, and on all of them, you do get a wrist peg as well. But you do have like some molding going on here where kind of the glove is wrinkling at and everything. It's no weathering or anything like that, but I will say they have a lot of gestures and it just looks good overall. Then we do have a single yellow balloon right here, which is probably from the movie. I need to rewatch it, but this is it, and it's a pretty strong wire from under it, so it will be able to stand straight up and it'll look like it's floating, which is really cool. And you have a hand sculpt that you could put on this where it looks like it's string. Let me show you real quick. This is one of the hand sculpts you just saw, and it does have some string hanging off, and you can put the balloon right here, and this is what it looks like with the hand attached to the bottom of the balloon. It really does look like he's holding a string right there. I'm sure you're gonna have to do a balancing act with this, but man, if you have this figure with just one balloon, that's gonna look cool. Then next up, we do have his two kind of scary claws that he comes with. I never knew what these were. I guess they're like wolf claws or something. They're painted pretty well. I like them. They got the black fingernails going on right here, and just you do get kind of some washes going on. Here's the palm sculpt. Not too bad. Not too bad. Looks pretty creepy. Next up, you do get the paper boat, the SS Georgie, I guess it was called. At least that's what it was called in the modern one. And this one looks like actual newspapers in there and everything. So that's cool. I like this sculpt a lot. Next up, we do have some more balloons going on, but these are actually permanently attached to the hand sculpt right here. This is a whole different hand sculpt than all the other ones. And you can actually put that yellow balloon right down the middle of all these and make them look like they're all together like this. I believe you could do, there we go, like that. And he could just hold all these. I don't know how his arm is going to hold all these at once, but we're going to try it out. And the last accessory, I guess if you want to call it, is the base right here. It is very, very plain, all black, but in the gloss finish, you do get it, the movie right there, and some more, you know, disclaimers. But yeah, very simple, but I think Sideshow's known to not give bases, so I'm glad that we at least got this. And it does have a little bit of weight to it. It does come with a crotch grabber right here that is solid black as well, so we'll see how this looks on the figure later. Anyways, let's get back to the figure itself. And back to the figure itself, Pennywise right here, looking great. So first off, let's talk about this clown outfit. It looks really good and it fits him really well. First off, you do have these fuzz balls kind of in the front of the stomach area, I guess you could say. And the newer Pennywise has this actually too, the Bill Skarsgård one. It has these, but they're a little bit smaller and they're more red. But you do have another yellow jumpsuit all the way down to his feet right here with some colors, red and green colors. And then you do have a zipper. I don't want to unzip it. I don't know what that does. But then you do have a vest right here that goes all the way to the back, and it does have some flower print on it, which looks pretty cool. And then we do have his little sleeves right here that are kind of the color of the art box that we got on the second layer of the art box, which looks great. It feels like you're going to be able to articulate a lot with this figure. And then we do have a collar right here that you can move around. And also the joints do feel like they will hold those balloons I was talking about earlier. Maybe. We'll see. We'll have to see a little bit later. But first I want to talk about the articulation. We're just going to do some basic articulation. Nothing crazy. So first off, we do have the head sculpt, which of course can do a 360 if you wanted to. And then we will look at the ab crunch. So first going forward with that ab crunch, nothing crazy, but it can do it. And then the back can go a little bit like that. Nothing crazy as well. And then out the arms are going to work perfectly with this figure. The ooh, these are a little loud. You can hear the articulation, but you can kick the arm out forward that much, backwards this much. Looks good. And then we do have a double bend elbow right there, and it can bend way more than 90 degrees, man. That looks awesome. And then the legs, you can kick out the leg to about there, forward to about there. Really good articulation with the leg, but the fat suit is kind of pushing the leg down a little bit. There's a lot of padding on this figure. Back, not really any going back. And then a little bit of articulation in the ankle, not too much though. It is on a ball joint, but that's just some of the basic articulation. This looks good, but I want to show you guys this head sculpt on, well, with the other head sculpt on. So let me show you that. And here it is with the other head sculpt on. Now this hair is going to need, like I've been saying, some futzing. I mean, it still looks good though, but dang, it looks good. You could see all his teeth in there, and some of them look like they have rot on them as well. We'll look up a bit closer to this figure whenever we get to some of those close-up shots a little later in the video. But I like this a lot, and especially when I put on the hands, he's going to have that full effect, and it's going to look beautiful. But there you go. That's what it looks like. Like I said, here's a little bit more up close for you guys. But anyways, now what I really want to do is see if the other Pennywise base will work with one of these heads inside it. I'll show you what that looks like. If you didn't know, this is the base for the Pennywise from Hot Toys, and you can put the head inside this part right here. So let's see if the Sideshow one fits in here. So I got it in here like this. It is kind of, you know, weird to futz this hair in there, but we're gonna close it now. So here it is right here. I think this Pennywise head sculpt is a little too small for this base, and it's just moving around in there, as you can see, but you can get some good shots if you like kind of make your way through this and pose him in there with your fingers like that. but it's just a little difficult and it keeps falling out of place in there like this. So maybe you want to prop something up in there to get him to stay where you want it to stay, or just be very careful when you're placing it in there for photography or anything like that. It's just moving around. Still looks creepy though. Still looks creepy, but that's what it looks like in here. I'll probably get some better shots of it actually looking good in the base a little bit later. And also when you're doing this, you kind of want to be careful. I mean, not really, but there's a lot of the hairs stuck right here from the adhesion of this kind of foam padding in here. A lot of the hairs got stuck all the way around this. It's nothing crazy, but it's something to look out for. Anyways, guys, let's get to your favorite part. Let's get that macro lens out and get some up close video of this thing and give you some pros and cons along with that. Also give you my overall thoughts. So let's get to it. Now let's talk about comparing the Tim Curry Pennywise from Sideshow to the Bill Skarsgård Hot Toys version. Right off the bat, you can tell that Bill's Pennywise is taller, but the creepiness of Tim Curry's version can't be beat. With that rooted hair and the iconic clown look, everything about this figure just falls together perfectly. Now let's get to some of the pros and cons of this figure. My first pro is going to be the outfit. The clown suit fits this body perfectly all the way down to the feet. Even the little fuzzballs on the outfit look spot on. And with the suit design like this, you can get some really dynamic poses out of this figure. Next pro is going to be the hand sculpts. You get multiple hand sculpts with this figure, and the variety of gestures really work well with this version of Pennywise. It really allows you to bring the character out of Tim Curry's Pennywise. Pro number 3 is going to be the balloons. They look absolutely fantastic. I will say with the balloons that are bunched together, you do kind of have to do a little balancing trick there, but once you get it right, it should stay there if you don't move it. But these balloons paired with that hand sculpt that looks like the string is hanging off really sells the illusion of him actually holding the strings of the balloons. My only small gripe is that they're not very transparent, just a solid color, but that's not a huge deal for me. Last pro had to be the head sculpts. I'm so happy this figure came with 2 head sculpts and both of them look phenomenal. The paint application is spot on. The teeth have this really wet look and they look so realistic. And the likeness to Tim Curry is absolutely there. It's an amazing representation of this iconic horror icon. Now with all these pros, there are a couple of cons. My first con would have to be the base. The base is super basic. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy it comes with one, but it would have been nice if they put some artwork on it, or maybe even just a nameplate that says Pennywise on the front face. My second con is going to be the hair. While it does look really good, it is a bit of a hassle to get into the right position. It's very fuzzy, so I ended up having stray hairs floating around on the review table and in my face, so it was a bit annoying. With all that being said, I'll give this figure a 9 out of 10. Overall, I've had a fantastic experience with this figure. It's hands down my favorite Pennywise adaptation, and Sideshow really nailed it with this one. I love that they offer these iconic horror figures that are hard to find anywhere else. Plus, now I display both the Sideshow and Hot Toys Pennywise together, which is pretty awesome. The only thing is I wish that the Tim Curry head sculpt fit snugly into the Hot Toys base, but I made it work. Now, who would I recommend this figure to? I'd recommend it to any classic horror fan, actually, and any horror figure collector needs this in their collection. It's an absolute must-have. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this figure down in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button while you're down there. This has been Collector Joey, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.